Hi, welcome and thank you for joining me for the daily practice. My name is Elisa Garcia and I'm going to guide you through a grounding flow. We're going to anchor and root down today so that we may exchange energy with our earth and experience revitalization through our practice. Please feel free today to take some time to prepare or gather any props that you may need or want for your practice today. Gather anything that will make you more comfortable, and note that at any time during our practice that you would prefer to take a different experience, a variation, or a new pose, please feel free to do that at any time. Always take care of yourself and listen to your body so that we may practice for longevity and comfort. We'll also focus on our alignment by bringing mindful awareness in to remember that we should stack wrists under shoulders in weight-bearing poses of the hands and knees under hips, ankles under knees whenever we're building up poses and we want to focus on our alignment. We're going to go ahead and practice together now. Thank you. I'm going to bend the knees, draw the arms up in chair pose, swan dive push-up, fold forward, inhale, bring the legs up to any level of straight or maintain a micro bend in the knees at any time, even throughout the entire practice. Hands can come to mats or can come onto blocks at any height. Anytime you need a modification, please take the time to bring in your props and use what's needed in the best way you see fit. We're going to go ahead and bring movement in here by drawing the tailbone up and pulling it down. Round of breath. Allow the head and neck to ground down towards the mat and feel a sense of safety and security that we experience while grounding. And just take a moment to stretch here and then slowly begin to bend the knees. And if it's available, we're going to come down to the mat here. I'm going to come down by bringing my tailbone all the way down, but feel free to come in to easy pose in any other way that's comfortable for you. Or of course, take any other grounding pose at this time. And bring the hands to the knees here and take a round of breath. If you want to slip a block underneath your tailbone to be more comfortable. Take care of yourself in each practice. Always note what's best for you. Let's bring the hands to the heart center and release the nose towards the fingertips without any strain in the neck. And let's focus on our intention for our practice today. We want to ground down during our flow today. We really want to root down and anchor into our safety and security and recognize that all is well during our asana practice today, where we have come to cultivate peace and mindful awareness, which will sustain us and carry us throughout our day. It will also allow us to recognize new ways to carry and integrate the grounding that we've cultivated here into other areas of our lives where we may feel it's needed. Feel connected, in sync, and belonging. And we've come here today to draw this grounding into all areas of our lives. Round of breath. And when you're ready, begin to come forward towards the mat. You can allow the head to come down to the mat if it's available. Feel free to use a block to support the head and neck. Allow the weight of the body to fold forward Allow the head to be heavy as it comes down towards the mat. Release any tension in the neck. And begin to slowly rise up. We can begin to lean back onto our tailbone for a half boat pose. Arms are parallel to the knees, engaging the core, leaning forward and switching left leg in front of the right. And again, as you begin to come forward, feel free to support the head. Inhale, and on our exhale, begin to fold towards the mat. Round of breath. On our exhale, we can begin to walk our hands back up. We can prepare to come around to kneeling if it's comfortable and available. And anytime you're kneeling, feel free to roll up a thin towel to slip behind your knees. If that's more comfortable and accessible, you can also place a thin towel, pad, or blanket below the knees here. Round of breath here in kneeling. Let's focus on our intention, allowing ourselves to ground down deeply, experience an opportunity for releasing anything that does not serve us in this current time and space. Inhale, and if it's available, begin to lean forward. Of course, if you prefer to have a block underneath your tailbone, and one to support your head, feel free. You can bring the arms behind the feet here. We can bring movement in, transitioning from child's pose to rabbit's pose. We can come back down and lift the tailbone up. Release the head down towards the mat and slide back down to child's pose. And on my inhale, I'm going to come up to puppy pose, making an adjustment. Knees are under hips here. Head can draw down. Distribute weight through the forearms and fingers here. On our inhale, we're going to roll the toes and push up to dolphin pose here. No strain. Head and neck are in alignment with the spine. Heels are drawing down. Weight is also in elbows here. And when you're ready, release back down into puppy pose. Round of breath. And on our inhale, we're going to extend the right leg out. And exhale, extend the left leg out in dolphin plank, engaging the core. Weight is through elbows and toes. Head and neck are in alignment with the spine. Engaging the core. And we're going to prepare to come down through the Sphinx here. Round of breath. And on our exhale, release down to the mat. Weight stays in elbows. Head and neck and shoulders are back. Gaze is forward and soft. Round of breath. And on our exhale, you can release down to the mat if it's comfortable and available. I'm going to prepare to push up to cobra here. Hands are at the side. Inhale. Come up to cobra. Shoulders are back. Head and neck are back. Gaze is soft and forward. And release down to the mat. Hands a little closer to the side. And preparing to push up to upward dog. Inhale. And as I push up, weight is bearing down onto my hands. Wrists are stacked under shoulders, pushing through the tops of the feet. Head and neck are back. Gaze is soft. Rolling through to downward dog. Coming up on tippy toes. Drawing the heels back down. Knees can stay bent here. Hands can be on blocks if you prefer. Drawing down towards those heels. Pulling the tailbone back. Drawing energy up through the earth. Coming up through our feet. Feeling it resonate all the way up through our spine. Up to the crown of our head here. Feeling our full cycle of charge. And exercising our ability to ground. And on our inhale, we're going to prepare. On our exhale, come on down to tabletop. Round of breath in tabletop. If you prefer child's pose at this time, please take it. And from tabletop, we're going to bring a bit of movement into the pose by shifting weight and hips, neck, right and left. And prepare to push back up to downward dog, rolling the toes, pushing up, grounding down, and stretching the heels down towards the mat. Round of breath. And on exhale, you'll walk the feet up between the hands. You can bend the knees here. Release the hands down. Take a hold of the elbows and ragdoll here. And bend the knees. Hands can come to the backs of the ankles or onto the mats. Inhale, draw the arms parallel to the ears, tailbone pulls down, and drawing the side waist up through chair pose. Fingertips draw up, exhale into a back bend, and come back through center. Hands can come down through namaste. Releasing the hands to mountain pose. For mountain pose, I'm going to take a bend in the knees. I'm choosing a point in front of me for a soft gaze, bringing in more motion by bending the knees and straightening the legs, grounding down through my flat feet on the mat, energizing from the feet up through the crown. And inhale, draw the right leg up into tree pose. You can take it above the ankle or above the knee. Hands can come up or come to heart center in namaste hands. Inhale, and on our exhale, let's release the feet down, bend the knees, bring the arms up, pull straight up through the sideways. And inhale, interlace the fingers, index fingers point up, thumbs point back. On our exhale, we're going to lean to the right. Inhale, come up through center, drawing the fingers up. Exhale, lean to the left, extending the right side waist. Inhale back through center, pull the side waist up, and exhale into back bend. Release the hands down through namaste. Push up. Swan dive, fold forward. Halfway lift, hands come to shins. Fold forward. Hands can come to namaste. Turn to our right. Left elbow comes to the right knee. Twisting to the right, round of breath. On our exhale, let's come through center. Turn to our left. Right elbow comes to the left knee. Inhale. Come down through center. Draw the tailbone up. Bend the knees. Extend the arms parallel to the ears and draw up. Release the hands down through Namaste into mountain pose. Inhale, round of breath. Exhale, bend the knees. Raise the arms parallel to the shoulders. Elbows are up. Draw the shoulders back softly. Open the fingertips. And exhale, round the back. Bring the arms and hands to touch. Inhale, open, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, round the back, keeping a bend in the knees. Bring the arms and hands to touch. Let's take one more. Inhale, open the arms, fingertips point up here in cactus arms. And exhale, round the back. Bring the arms and hands to touch. And from here, we're going to straighten the knees and come back to a neutral position and bring the arms back. Release the hands to Namaste. Inhale, release the head towards the fingertips. From here, I'm going to release the hands down to mountain pose and bring the left foot up into the right leg, either below the knee or above the knee. Hands can come up, pulling the side waist up, firmly rooting down in tree pose. And hands can also come down to heart center. And from here, I'm going to release my foot back down to the mat, bend the knees, draw the arms up, hands touch, Namaste hands, release to mountain pose. From mountain pose, and take a round of breath. And on our exhale, I'm going to release the right foot back for a high lunge. I'm going to come onto toes, bend the left leg, left knee over the left ankle, bringing the arms up parallel to the ears. Pushing down through the right toe. Inhale and exhale. Right leg can come up as we push off the left foot to come forward. And from here, I'm going to release the hands through Namaste down to mountain pose. Round of breath. Inhale. And on our exhale, extend the left foot back. Come onto the left toes. Right knee bends. Right knee comes over the left ankle. Weight bears down through the left toes. Arms come up parallel to the ears. Pushing down and forward here. Inhale. And on our exhale, we're going to push weight down into our right leg and push off from our left and come forward. Inhale, round of breath. Exhale, hands come down through Namaste, releasing to mountain pose. Round of breath. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the hands up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, come back through center here, and release down to mountain pose. For mountain pose, inhale, bend the knees, arms parallel to the ears for chair pose. Push up, swan dive, fold forward. Hands can be on blocks or on the mat. Can come up to straight legs or mostly straight legs if that's available. Allow the head to come forward here. Let's alternate right knee forward, left knee forward again. Inhale, bend both knees. And on our exhale, open the hands, shoulders distance apart. Inhale. On our exhale, release the right leg back onto toes for runner's lunge. Fingers are open. rooting down through the left foot and the right toes, balanced. Inhale, and on our exhale, let's release the left leg back into plank pose. Head and neck are in alignment with the spine, chin is down, core is engaged. Inhale, and on our exhale, begin to come down to the mat through push-up. Feel free to release down to the mat if it's available. Take a moment here. You can release the hands towards the toes, palms facing up in reverse corpse pose. Round of breath. Allow the shoulders to round down towards the mat on the right and left side of the body. Prepare to bring the hands to the side now. Round of breath. And on our inhale here, we're going to bring our hands behind us and yoga lock arms, interlacing the fingers, drawing the wrists away from the body. Shoulders are back, gaze is soft and forward. Round of breath. And on our exhale, release the hands down to the mat. And on our inhale, let's come up for cobra. Head and neck are back, shoulders are open, gaze is soft. Round of breath. And come forward, releasing to the mat on our exhale. Prepare for upward dog, bringing the hands closer to my side and a little further back. And inhale, push up. Do not cup the fingers or the palms here. Weight is straight down on wrists and hands and tops of feet. Head and neck are back, gaze is forward and soft. And roll through to downward dog. And keep a bend in the knees as we come forward here. And exhale, draw back. Hands can, of course, be on blocks. Round of breath in downward dog. Open the feet just a little bit. Come back here. I adjusted my hands. I'm going to inhale. Release the left hand to the right ankle. Release the hand back. And inhale. On our exhale, take our right hand to our left ankle here. And release. Back to downward dog. Inhale, allowing the head to draw down. And on our exhale, we're going to walk the fingers back. We're going to open the feet about mat's distance apart, toes pointing out if it's comfortable. And begin to bend the knees and draw some balancing movement in here while we balance on our fingertips between heels and toes, preparing to come down into a malasana squat if it's available. Feel free to take any props that you might need to adjust yourself or support yourself. We begin to make our way down into a squat here. Inhale, exhale, elbows to the knees. No push or strain or forcing here. Just a natural opening of the legs and supporting the knees with the elbows and hands in namaste. Round of breath here. And on our exhale, bring our hands to the mat, draw the tailbone up. Let's begin to sway right and left here with bent knees, if it's comfortable and available. Bringing some movement into the tailbone and hips here. And when you're ready, anchor down and come back down into our wide or malasana squat here. If you prefer, tailbone can sit on a block, can be on a cushion. And some of us prefer to build ourselves up into this pose. And allowing the tailbone to ground down here. Nose moves towards the fingertips for recharging, reconnecting, resetting. Allowing our unwanted, unserving energy to move down towards the earth, grounding, rooting, balancing, purifying, so that we may feel revitalized while we cultivate peace and tranquility in our hearts. Just taking some time here if it's comfortable. When you're ready, you can begin to lean forward. You can begin to bring some movement and motion in here. Again, as we balance on our hands, as we move between toes and heels here, experiencing connectivity and release, feeling these opposites. If it's comfortable and available, we're going to begin to turn to our right by wrapping our left arm around our left leg and bringing our right arm back around to meet our fingertips here. Gaze is soft and shoulder and chin are towards the right here. Round of breath. And on our exhale, let's release the fingertips and allow the hands to come back in between the knees here in Namaste. Beginning to experience the benefits of our grounding poses here. Experiencing the release in the body. And from here, I'm going to inhale and begin to bring my arms behind my right leg and turn to my left. Gaze is soft and over my left shoulder. Breathing is natural here. Inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to begin to come back here to Namaste hands. Inhale, and exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing the legs up and heel toe the feet, walking the feet together. Let's begin to bring more movement, sway right and left, bending the knees. You can come back into ragdoll here, and pausing at center, exchanging the hold of our elbows, and drawing the hips left and right here. And from here, we're going to bring our feet parallel. Inhale, bend the knees, tailbone points down, arms come parallel to the ears, and drawing the fingertips up, releasing the hands down to Namaste at heart. Take a round of breath here. Bending the knees and straightening the legs, bringing in some more movement here. Allowing the energy that we draw up through the base of our feet to rise up and reach the crown of our head, bringing any organic movements that make our body feel good. You can even bring a wave of energy from the feet up. Bending the knees, Come up to chair pose, push up, swan dive, fold forward, halfway lift, back is mostly straight, chin is down, fold forward, roll forward to chair pose, drawing up, releasing from namaste to mountain pose. Again, chair pose, arms come up, parallel, push up, fold forward, bent knees, come up to halfway lift, chin is down, fold forward, hands can be on blocks, on the mat, or wrapped around the back of the ankles here. Inhale, and then our exhale, we'll walk the hands forward into downward dog, push up onto the toes, exhale, draw the heels back down towards the mat. Hands can, of course, continue to be on blocks in downward dog. And our inhale, exhale, come down to tabletop. From tabletop, if you prefer to have a pad or a blanket underneath your knees to make you more comfortable, please take a moment to prepare that for yourself, as I'm practicing on a softer surface that's carpeted. If that's not the case for you, you may want to provide a cushion for your knees to feel support. In tabletop, allow the neck and head to follow the alignment of the spine. Knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders, core is engaged. Drawing up energy and exchanging our energy at the same time. Feeling balanced, feeling supported and rooted. Let's inhale to cow pose here. Exhale, round the spine into cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine. Coming back to tabletop here. Preparing to come down to kneeling. Again, can have that pad for the knees. And also can roll a pad or blanket behind the knees here. And let's just come back here for a short break into kneeling. Inhale, come up. And we're going to exhale back to tabletop. Inhale, and extend the right leg out behind me and balance on my hands and left knee. Draw the knee towards the nose and place it close to the left knee here. Inhale, exhale, extend the left leg out behind you. Inhale, draw the knee towards the nose and release the knee down. From here, feel free to come down to child's pose. You can have a cushion under our tailbone. Extend the arms out. Drawing the tailbone up. Arms point back behind me and coming up here for rabbit pose. Allow the tailbone to draw back down into child's pose. Inhale, back up to tabletop. Exhale, roll the toes. Come up to downward dog. Round of breath. His heels draw down. Knees can be bent. Hands can be on blocks. Inhale. And on our exhale, I'm going to walk the feet up between the hands. Inhale, Bend the knees, arms come up parallel to the ears for chair pose, and come on all the way up here. Inhale, and on our exhale, come through Namaste hands to mountain pose. For mountain pose, we're going to prepare to go through our last series of poses and bring our hands to Namaste. And we'll prepare to take a rest in Shavasana for our final resting poses shortly. And bending the knees, bringing more movement in. Knees can bend and come up. Bring the arms up. Let's release back to a back bend here. Coming back through center, through heart center, extending to mountain pose. Right leg comes back behind us here. Right toes are perpendicular to the mat and turn to the right. We're going to balance and root down, weight into the right foot. Left knee begins to bend, knee over left ankle. Arms are up in front and behind of my body. Gaze is forward and soft. Right hip is opening towards the right, and weight is in the upper left corner of the mat as I root down through my upper left foot. Inhaling, and my exhale, open my shoulders. Stand firmly here, releasing the right hand behind the right knee. Left hand comes up and overhead behind us here for reverse warrior. Maintaining the bend in the left knee over the left ankle. Inhale. My exhale, bring my arms back. Release my hands to my hips. I'm going to turn my foot as if I was coming into a high lunge. And my toes are about 45-degree angles from the outside of my mat. Continuing to bend the left knee forward, drawing my arms up and parallel to my ears. Round of breath. And on my exhale, I'm going to begin to fold forward, lift off onto my left foot, right leg raises behind me, arms are forward. Bend the left knee and begin to come back down into warrior one. Hands can come through Namaste. Inhale, push up, fold forward, straighten my left leg. As I draw my head down, nose can come close to the knee. Inhale, round of breath. On my exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale as I push up and off, and continue to bend my left knee over my left ankle. Hands are on hips. Inhale, exhale. Come back up to straight legs. Bend the knee again and gently draw the right foot forward to meet the left foot. Inhale and exhale to mountain pose. Round of breath. Inhale. And on my exhale, extend the left leg out behind me about 3 feet apart. Left foot is perpendicular. Left toes are pointing to the left. Begin to bend the right knee, right toes are pointed forward, arms are extended front and behind us here. Inhale, weight is distributed, pushing down through the upper right corner of the mat with my right foot. Inhale, now my exhale, open the shoulders, weight is going down towards my left foot. Inhale, and on my exhale, release my left hand back down towards my left knee, and the right hand comes up and overhead. Inhale, and allow my arms to come forward here. Arms extend left and right, gaze is soft and forward. Weight is still firmly rooted down through that upper right corner here. I'm going to inhale. And on my exhale, I'm going to release my hands to my hips. I'm going to turn my left foot about 45 degrees from the left side of my mat. Externally rotate my hips forward. Inhale, bend my right knee over ankle. Draw the side waist up. Arms are parallel to the ears. Inhale. And on my exhale, push off. Straighten the right leg and lift the left leg as the arms come forward here. Inhale, bend the knee, slowly release the left foot down to the mat. Come back to warrior one with the arms parallel to the ears here. Inhale, begin to fold forward with a bend in the knee. Inhale, straighten the leg as we exhale and fold forward over our straight right knee. Inhale, and on the exhale, bend the right knee forward again and begin to push up. Arms come parallel to the ears. Exhale, hands come to namaste. Now inhale, and on my exhale, release the hands to the hips. Straighten the right leg and turn the right foot towards the left side of the mat. While in wide leg stance here, I'm going to inhale. Hands are at hips. I'm going to bend the knees softly and fold forward. And then I can straighten the knees here, bringing the tailbone up and allowing the head and neck to fold forward in wide leg stance. Elbows can come to bend as our weight draws us forward here. Feet are planted firmly into the mat. You can even adjust the feet wider apart if that's more comfortable as the head draws forward, pulling the legs with it, but maintaining balance. Inhale. The heel toe the feet a little closer together and allow the head to come forward. From here, I'm going to walk myself over to the right as my right toes are 45 degrees to the mat. Inhale, extend the left leg into straight, maintaining the foot flat on the mat if it's possible. Hands are in namaste. Inhale. And on our exhale, I'm going to walk my hands over to the left here. Hands come to namaste. Left elbow is at the left knee. Inhaling. And on our exhale, I'm going to come forward. No strain on the knees here. And come up into wide leg stance. Heel toe the feet together a bit and fold forward. On our inhale, I'm going to release the right hand up. Fingertips point towards the sky, gazing over the right shoulder. Round of breath. And on our exhale, release the right hand to replace where the left hand was. Left hand comes up, fingertips point towards the sky, gaze is soft over the left shoulder. Inhale, and on our exhale, release both hands down. Begin to heel toe the feet together, point the toes out, bend the knees, roll the hips up and forward. Coming into goddess pose here. Elbows and shoulders are parallel, shoulders are back, fingers are open, gaze is soft and forward. If you would like, then come up onto tippy toes here. Inhale, exhale, come to flat feet. Bring the hands to the hips. Bend the knees. Fold forward. Begin to heel toe the feet together. Inhale, bend the knees, hands to hips. Roll up. Come up to straight legs. Inhale. And exhale into mountain pose. From mountain pose, I'm going to bend the knees, come up through chair pose, push up, swan dive, fold forward. Knees can stay bent or come to mostly straight legs. Hands can come to blocks, the mat, the backs of the ankles. Halfway lift, chin points down, fold forward. Coming up through chair pose, drawing up. Inhale. Exhale to mountain pose. We're going to come into our final resting poses. So feel free to take a minute to gather any of your props and bring them close together. I'm going to take another round of chair pose up to mountain pose. Give you a moment to gather anything. Inhale, arms parallel in chair pose, parallel to the ears. Push up, swan dive, fold forward. Tailbone comes up, halfway lift, fold forward. Hands on mat or on blocks, shoulders distance apart. Inhale. On our exhale, extend the left leg back into runner's lunge. Chin is down. Inhale. Exhale, extend the right leg back. Holding, engaging the core in plank. Chin is down, head and neck are in alignment with the spine. Releasing down to the mat if it's available. Fingertips can point back here for reverse corpse pose. Inhale, up to cobra. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, push up to upward dog. Roll through to downward dog. Bend the knees forward. Draw the heels down. Inhale. Exhale. Come down to tabletop. Inhale. And on our exhale, come down to kneeling into hero's pose. Again, if you'd like to take a rolled blanket behind the knees or a pad underneath the knees or a block or a cushion underneath the tailbone. From here, I'm going to sit in hero's pose. Take a moment, give gratitude for our practice. Thank you for this rest and relaxation. Thank you for this rejuvenation between our mind, body, and hearts to cultivate peace within ourselves. And we can draw that peace with us out into the world as we move throughout our day. Thank you for your practice today. Thank you for what you've created here for yourself. And as we begin to root down towards Shavasana, moving through our last poses here, let's take this mindset of a grounded, relaxed state into our Shavasana with us, so that we may maximize the benefits of our asana practice, cultivating space to truly root down, creating space and security for ourselves in which to root down in any moment. Releasing the hands to the knees, and if it's available, you can come down to the forearms for a deeper recline in hero's pose. And if you prefer, you can come further down, as long as there's no stress or strain to any part of the body here. Feel free to raise the arms and release them back overhead. Let's take a round of breath. Exhale. When you're ready to come out of hero's pose, you're going to push the palms of the hands towards the heels of the feet and push onto the elbows, engaging the core, and pushing down to the left elbow as we come back up and around. In order not to strain the knees or the hips, feel free to use the wrists and the knuckles to push down onto here as we release any pressure to come up onto the knees. Let's bring our knees around to the side and allow ourselves to come completely down to the mat. I'm going to recline in complete full Shavasana, but if you'd like to prepare a restorative pose or a constructive rest pose for yourself, please feel free to build that up at this time. Take any props that you may have to build up your pose. I'm just going to give you an example of building a restorative pose. If you would like a partial recline, you can rest the back body over the bolster in Shavasana. You can extend the legs out in Shavasana. You can have them crossed, or even in cobbler's pose, and you would recline back over this bolster. Like I said, I'm going to take a full Shavasana on the mat. So I'm going to remove this, get yourself comfortable. If you're already set up, please begin to focus in on your breathing, calming and settling the nervous system. I'm going to guide us into our Shavasana today. If you need a blanket, feel free to bring one to the mat. We're going to begin to inhale and exhale deeply as we lengthen our breathing here. And if you're now coming into a full Shavasana, we're going to begin to come into a half boat pose here. Arms are parallel to the knees, extending up to full boat pose, engaging the core, coming back through half boat pose, and releasing the knees up to the sky, feet flat on the mat here. And take an inhale and slip the hands behind the knees here. And on our exhale, let's begin to roll the spine down onto the mat. Make sure that you have enough mat to be comfortable, making any adjustments before you go into your final relaxation pose. I'm going to inhale, draw the right knee into the chest, and draw the left knee into the chest. Inhale, and on our exhalation, placing the feet on the mat and extending the right leg out, left leg out, releasing the head and shoulder blades onto the mat with as much contact as possible. Feel free to allow anything that comes up during Shavasana today to just float on by out of the mind so that it doesn't draw our attention away from our practice. I'm going to inhale and begin to feel the back body heavy. All is becoming heavy as the heels draw down, the backs of the calves, the backs of the knees, the hips, elbows, shoulder blades, back of the head, all release down towards the mat, feeling heavy and weighted, calm and relaxed after the movement through our practice today. We're going to begin to slow our breathing and allow ourselves to focus on our awareness. And we'll meet back here in a short while. Beginning to awaken our senses here again and bringing our awareness to our fingertips, gently moving the fingertips and the toes, beginning to awaken all of the senses here with this gentle movement. Preparing to arise from our restful Shavasana today. Inhale, and our exhale, draw the right knee up. Draw the left knee up towards the sky. Inhale, draw the knees towards the chest, wrapping the elbows around the knees for a hug, pointing and flexing the toes. Inhale, draw the head up to the knees if it's comfortable. Exhale, release the head back down to the mat, releasing the arms right and left. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, knees can stay together and turn to the right, engaging the core. Head can come to the left. I'm going to inhale through center, rolling the legs to the left, and head can turn to the right. Knees can stay active and float above the floor. Let's inhale through center. And on our exhalation, we're going to release the knees to the right. Allow the knees to come to the floor as we shift our weight to the right, walking our hands back up and bringing ourselves to easy pose here. Right leg can be over the left. Just sitting for a moment, reflecting on our practice today. Going to lean back on the tailbone into half boat pose. Arms are parallel, core is engaged. And releasing forward, left foot can come in front of the right. Hands can come to the knees in easy pose. Take a round of breath. Exhale. And from here, we're going to bring the hands to Namaste. Nose can come towards the fingertips. We can begin to release forward. Hands can come to the mat or onto blocks. Head can come forward onto blocks or come down towards the mat. On your inhale, begin to walk the hands back up here. Bring the hands to Namaste at heart center. Thank you so very much for your practice today. Please thank yourself. Please thank your body. Thank your mind and your heart. What we create here on the mat, we can take with us in each moment and truly begin to develop ourselves off of the mat as we work here daily in our practice. Thank you. Namaste to you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and thank you for your practice.